Hey there, listeners, and welcome to Film Jot Reviews Annabelle Comes Home, the third installment in the Annabelle franchise and the seventh film of the overarching Conjuring series. Placing itself after the events of the first Annabelle and the first Conjuring movie, but just before The Curse of La Llorona and Conjuring 2. Basically, this is a weird to follow movie series that only a small percent of horror fans, such as myself, care enough to follow. However, this series has been box office gold for New Line Cinema, and I'm sure this movie will do just fine. Anyways, a quick summary for those who know nothing of the series. Setting itself in 1971, Ed and Lorraine Warren are paranormal investigators who have just recently obtained an evil possessed doll named Annabelle. Locking the doll in a blessed glass case, the Warrens deem it safe enough to travel again, leaving their 12-year-old daughter with a teenage babysitter for a night. At this point, the film changes full focus to the girls as they try to survive a night alone with Annabelle. Writer of the previous Annabelle films, plus It Chapters 1 and 2, Gary Doberman makes his directorial debut here with Annabelle Comes Home, in what can easily be described as safe. No interesting new or creative takes on how this film feels or looks. I mean, most everyone working behind and in front of the camera have been a part of another film within this franchise. So everything about this film feels in universe, which I guess is good to be consistent, but being movie 3 or 7, depending how you want to count it, playing safe in what should be a continuing franchise is maybe not the best move to be taking. Either way, it'll probably make $100 million on a $15 million budget like the last films, so I guess it doesn't matter who directs these movies. But let me switch gears to how this film does as a standalone movie. This movie sums itself up nicely in the beginning so that even if you have yet to have seen a single previous film within this franchise, you'd understand who everyone is and what's going on. Very important for any newcomers, but with the subtle nods to other events, I can see this movie piquing the interest of any new coming horror fans to go back and watch the other films. The performances overall are good enough to get by, but no one really popped out to be memorable among all these one dimensional characters. The visuals, as I said before, they stay consistent within the series with a design or two that I enjoyed for being creepy and extra unnatural feeling, plus a small handful of VFX shots that looked surprisingly good for a movie with a very limited budget. Tension throughout this film was very real as you waited for a small amount of jump scares or weird looking figures. A lot of it comes through with the aid of sound department and the film score. If I had to give a plea to why you should watch this movie in theaters and not just at home, it would be because of the score. That there was a time or two where the low vibrations or choices of note repetition made me feel a bit uneasy and sick, which is a true testament to what a good music producer can do for a horror film, giving it that extra edge. Overall, as a standalone horror film, it's fine. It holds itself well enough so that it's watchable and doesn't feel like a total waste of time. If you're not into horror films, then don't watch it in theaters. But if you absolutely had to watch it at home because of, I don't know, peer pressure, then you'll get through it fine enough, I think. However, as a part of a long running film universe, this movie doesn't deliver anything relevant to the current lore or timeline, or at least doesn't deliver anything yet. They show off a handful of threats we have not seen before in this franchise, which is probably why the film feels unfocused. But I can see this movie being a part of a weird stepping stone for more in world spin offs, such as how the first Conjuring movie gave way to Annabelle and the Nun. So we'll see how this movie might lead to more stories in this thriving Conjure verse. Anyways, there we have it. Annabelle comes home. Now I need to go peer pressure my designated scaredy cat to watch this movie with me. Make sure to let me know what you thought of the film over on Twitter at FilmJot or Instagram at film_jot. Thanks again to anyone for listening, and until next time, this is FilmJot. Stay friendly, you guys.